guys, welcome back to Home Built, and this week we start closing up the entire 911 engine for good. Yay! Okay, so the first job I need to do in closing up this engine is I need to put on these timing chain covers. There's two of them, they're both brand new, but just want to make sure they're nice and flat. And the way to do that, the easy way, is a bit of sandpaper on a bit of glass. I've got this old outdoor mirror. So I'm going to use that as a nice flat surface, use some WD-40 as the lubricant on it, and just spray it on and rub these on here in circles and just get a nice smooth clean surface. Make sure it's nice and even all the way around, and then you know it's flat. So I'm going to go through there and do that on both of these now, and then we can install them on the engine. So I've got the covers, I sand them all back. They've got a nice shiny finish on the back here, so I know that they've got a nice flat surface. I've also gone around the housings themselves and just given them a quick clean up. I'm going to use a little bit of Loctite 574 with the gaskets. The book says to install them dry, but others I've talked to like to use some just a little bit of Loctite on there, so I'm going to do a bit of that, and we can button these up. I've made sure everything is not looking nice and tidy in here. The pins are out of the tensioners, and there's some tension on the chains. It's all looking nice. Everything is looking good. So let's button it all up. Yay! So this is another case of where I should have test fitted first. I put all the Loctite 574 on, put the gasket on, just slid it together, and then realized that these top two studs here don't actually protrude out of this particular chain housing. So obviously this must be a slightly different to the one that I had, needs longer studs or bolts or whatever. So I had to pull this off again quickly before while the Loctite's still all nice and soft, undo these, take these studs out, and put this on, and I'll try and find some bolts or longer studs for them. But just a tip for young players. All right, let's get these out, and we can put this on. So this is where my microphone finally died. But as you can see, these new chain covers are already bolted on and torqued down, and they're all looking good. And they're all actually part of the kit that I got for the Carrera tensioners. So the chain covers are slightly different, and I've got new oil lines which have a different setup to feed the oil-fed Carrera tensioners. So it's time now to start fitting them to the engine. Okay, so you can see that I've loosely fitted these oil lines over here. Now, they're just on this side, on this oil line over here, it actually has this little block with a sensor on it. But I just pulled this out, and I think I need to order a new sensor. You can see the silicon all the way around the edge of this. It's a bit of a giveaway that it's probably not the best working sensor. It probably leaks pretty badly, so I'm going to order a new one of these. So I can remove this, buy the new sensor, but I can still fit this little block on here for now. So I'm going to remove this, fit the block, and yeah, order a new sensor. Wow. Pay attention to what I'm doing right here. That is not the right hole. That sucks. Like, really sucks. This little bolt here, which was one of these, banjo bolt, goes through the this little round fitting here. Tightening it up, and it snapped off. It was tight, but it wasn't horribly tight, I didn't think. But obviously it's weak enough that it snapped all the way through, which is a real pain in the backside. So I've got to try and remove this now without damaging anything and see if I can refit another one. At least there's enough of an end in this that I might be able to get an easy out in here and get it out with an easy out. And I just worked out why it snapped. It's not supposed to go in that hole. It's supposed to go in that hole. Such a moron. Look closer at the diagrams. Idiot. No matter how much time I think I'm spending in trying to get everything right, I can still mess things up. So, good tip for young players, just take your time and watch what you're doing. Thankfully, I managed to get the end of the nut out, end of the bolt out, so all's well that ends well. For those of you who don't know what these are, I thought I'd quickly run over it. These are easy out, so basically what it is, this particular one has a small drill bit on one end, so if you snap a bolt off, you can sort of drill a hole into the end of the bolt. This end is slightly tapered and has sort of like a thread in it, reverse thread in it, so the more, as you unwind it, it screws deeper in, so until it sort of locks into the head of the bolt or whatever you're doing, and you can keep unwinding it. I find using it on the impact driver works really well, and it'll just gradually, it'll knock the bolt out, and will most of the time get your bolt out, which is worthwhile. I'll put a link in the description to something like these. I've had these for a long time, and they're absolutely vital when you're working on cars to have something like that in the garage, because it makes it a lot easier to get old bolts out. Alright, let's move ahead and let's see if I've got a fitting for this and see if I can put it together without breaking things. Alright, as you saw, I taped together a couple of pieces of sandpaper because I need the extra length to sand my valve cover. So now it's time to tidy these up so we can start closing this end. So another thing I just discovered this far into the build, showing my inexperience with these things, is I've got this valve cover. Neil's actually already went through and drilled the holes through for spark plug access for the twin plug setup. So he knew what he was doing with all of this. I didn't know and didn't realise that, see this piece here, that's going to stop a spark plug going into the hole. So what I'm going to do, because I have to cut this tip off, it's not a big deal. I can just cut it off probably with an angle grinder. It's not a problem. The issue is going to be getting muck inside. So I'm going to stick a spark plug in there. I'm going to bolt this up and cover it and continue to do all the rest of the engine and come back to this when I want to actually change things out and actually put the proper spark plugs in. I'll do it because then at least I know all of the engine's covered up. I'm not going to get filings anywhere I don't need them. I can plug up the hole with some cloth and stuff as well so that it don't get bits of stuff where I don't want bits of stuff. So while we're plugging up holes in the engine, along with the Claw Engineering harmonic balancer that's got the teeth on it for converting this to EFI, it also comes with a little plug that goes into the hole where normally it would have a distributor. But now, obviously, EFI, we don't need a distributor anymore, so this just plug here just goes in the hole and tighten it up, and we can keep buttoning up little bits and pieces. So I've gone through now, I put the little brackets on to hold the oil lines in place on the engine just so they don't vibrate, and I chucked the IMS cover all over on there. I've also just discovered that the cover for the oil pickup must be different for the turbo pump. This is a turbo oil pump, so it must have a domed cover, whereas this particular cover is much flatter, and specifically where the oil drain plug fits, that is actually it's too deep, so it's not going to bolt onto the engine, so I'm going to have to track one of them down. But as it stands, we actually have the engine all buttoned up. But besides those few little bits and pieces, the engine is completely sealed up. I'm still waiting on the spark plugs. I ordered some Iridium plugs for this that they didn't actually have in stock at Supercheap, so they're coming in. But we're looking really good. I am really happy with the progress. Well, it's getting close to putting this engine in the car finally. I am so excited. It's been, as many of you have been alluding to, it has taken many years and we're wondering where this thing was. Nobody's more anxious to get this thing on the road than I am. So I am very, very excited. By the way, any of you guys want to come down and say hi, I'm going to be at World Time Attack next weekend in Sydney. So come down, have a look at the 680G. That will be down there on the Raceworks stand. So come and say hi. But besides that, that is another episode all wrapped up. As always, please go down, click on that link in the description and join us on Patron. You get to watch the videos a day early. It really helps us out. Merch, Instagram, Facebook, all homebot by Jeff. And we'll see you on the next one. See you guys.